We're talking to Dr. Fashon3 and Dr. Idris. And of course, Dr. Fashionway, we came to the conclusion that Tennessee can really help Lagos, Nigeria in a number of ways dealing with health. And let's have you over the next few minutes to talk about how you feel that we can help you. And then, of course, Dr. Idris will sort of round us out today by giving us some additional information.
Like I said earlier, we could develop a mutually beneficial relationship, because there's some things we have that you don't, and there's some things you definitely have that we don't. I will talk about medical supplies and equipment. From our visits around, we noticed that you have a rapid turnover rate. Something new is on the market, you want to get rid of the old one and bring out the new one. Because of financial constraints where we come from, we make the best use of what we have, you know. So, in the line of medical supplies and equipment, I believe that we would benefit a lot from transferring all those equipments that are apparently still in good shape to Lagos State. Because from what we see, I mean, what you're replacing is still usable.
Good.
You know.
It might not be the highest technology, but it's still high technology compared to your present situation.
Well, not necessarily. We do know that we know the standards. As long as it works and it fits the standard, we can use it. You know. And also in the process of capacity building, we could have exchange programs. Some of your doctors can come over to Lagos, Nigeria, see what we see. There's some tropical diseases that are not very common here. They could have a first-hand, relationship with such and learn how to deal with such. In case at times, occasionally, which does happen a lot, it can creep up here in your own system. And then we can have some of our own doctors come over here too and learn how to, deal with situations from an American point of view. And, and so on and so forth. I believe that we can make a lot out of this relationship.
And Dr. Idris, let's have you, over the next few minutes that we have, sort of talk about the impressions that you had from the meetings that you've had over the last few days. And of course, with your background, having graduated from and been involved in medical education in the United States of America, what do you think that we can do to assist you in what you're trying to accomplish?
Well, first of all, she's mentioned these areas of capacity building. I mean, some training of personnel at different levels, different specialties. The other area we explored was your financing system, how you finance your health system. Like I said, you have a very good social security, health insurance system. We needed to understudy that, and the Commissioner for Health was kind enough to explain to us the mechanisms, how you go about doing that. As a matter of fact, he even gave us a report was recently released. That's a positive area because we try to explore that and try to understudy that. The other area has to do in the area of emergency services. In Lagos State, we try to set up a system. Yes, it's in its infancy state. You have a very, very, very good setup here. We had a mutual discussion. Our discussion was with the fire department and the Department of Health, and we're able to see how your organization is set up. And that one we could take back and see how we can fashion out something similar. Of course, depending on our own peculiarities. All the meetings are very positive. All the various people we visited were very positive to us, very willing to assist. As a matter of fact, we were exploring the possibility of getting a desk at the Office of Minority Health to foster this exchange between state of Tennessee and Lagos State. The other area has to do with we went to some of the hospitals. Like we went to Vanderbilt Children's Hospital, which is fantastic. We had a look at what facility they had and gave us an idea of what to address. We went to the HIV/AIDS Center, which was very interesting. And we tried to work out the possibility of some kind of mutual, just like exchange program. Some of our doctors can come here for short periods, understudy how you go about your system. And in the same way, to foster some kind of research initiative. We have what we call very good substrates over there for research activities. You have the technology, you have the know-how. That way we could have a mutually beneficial relationship. Also, the Commissioner for Transportation went to the Department of Transportation, looked at how your transportation system is organized, and then for the he too might be on this program, probably will explain to the people what we want. So, by and large, I feel that the trip has been very, very successful. Nashville people have been very, very supportive. In fact, it's a great state. Looks peaceful, very well ordered, and these are the things, and perhaps our governor is likely to come later in the year to more or less carry this further, this kind of cooperation further.
Now, Dr. Fashon3, I think you mentioned the fact that you became involved in administration primarily because of family kind of situation. What do you see in the state of Tennessee, since you've been here, that we're doing with our children that perhaps you could incorporate, or we might be able to assist you in terms of dealing with children in Lagos, Nigeria?
Like he had mentioned, your health insurance scheme and the 10 care, I know has a lot to offer children, a lot to offer children. And also from the Vanderbilt Children's Hospital, it's amazing how much money was put into that, basically for children. Apart from the medical aspect, there's the social aspect. There are family rooms, there are quiet corners, there are toys everywhere is so lit up. That shows a lot. It shows that this is a community that cares dearly about its, children and the young ones.
And of course, this is the idea that we're trying to, that Nigeria is trying to generate, dealing with children and the rest of the population.
We have no choice but to face that, because 45% of our population are children.
You know, we saw over the last 2 or 3 minutes, that we have here, Dr. Idris, we saw a report on New York City, some of the health problems that the city of New York has, and et cetera. And I would imagine that when you look at Lagos, Nigeria, that you're basically dealing with the same kind of problem. They're just, and I say that recognizing the resources that we have to deal with our problems and the lack of resources under your present situation, you must be having a real problem in terms of just dealing with
it's a major problem. Yeah, but New York State, well, Lagos State is just similar. It's a fast state, large population, a small area. Everybody just running helter-skelter, going about his own problems. The only difference is that in New York, you have the budget for health in New York State is, I'm sure it's almost 2 or 3 or 4 times what the budget for our whole country is, if not more. So you can see that disparity. The resources are just not there. And I don't think the population of New York is up to 50 million. So,
and now in the state itself, what is the wealth base of Nigeria? I mean, is there a goal? Is there any other, what other kind of wealth that comes out of there that the administration has not tapped yet as a resource?
Well, I wouldn't want to go into this one because this issue is going to bring us back to our relationship, the relationship between Lagos State and the federal government.
Okay.
But if you look at the economy of this country itself, it's totally dependent on oil. And this same oil revenue is shared amongst the states, no matter, although it's not, there's no equity in the sharing. And this is one of the problems the Lagos State government would have with the federal government, but I wouldn't want to go into that. However, what Lagos State has is I think is the knowledge, the capacity, because like I told you, the economy of Lagos, Lagos State has about the driving force of Nigeria. Lagos has about 60% of the financial institutions in the country in Lagos State. So a lot of people come to Lagos State. So we tend to have things, personal, manpower manpower is, then land issue, basically small, but that's it. So a lot of budget or revenue, it's depending on what we get as revenue, which is not enough.
Very good. Okay, and of course, let me thank the two of you, because I think we're ending near the end of the show for today, for bringing us that excellent information about Lagos, Nigeria, because I'm sure that many of our audience might be familiar with the continent of Africa itself, but they might not be specifically aware of how very, very important this particular state is for the entire nation of Nigeria, and that as Lagos goes, I would imagine, so goes Nigeria, and I think that we've been involved with trying to do everything that we possibly can. And so we're just glad that the two of you could come by and to talk to us about some of your hopes and some of your aspirations for this great state. And of course, let me encourage our audience to tune in again next week for another informative edition of Comments. Thank you and good morning.